The village was a happy place. Magic was everywhere. Children giggled as they played with sparks of light. They learned magic from their parents, from the air, from the trees. Sometimes their spells went wrong, but they always learned. They learned to control the magic. They learned to use it wisely. The village was nestled between hills. A sparkling river flowed nearby. The houses were small and cozy. Vines glowing with soft light climbed the walls. It was a place where everyone knew everyone. They lived in harmony with nature and magic. Life was simple, peaceful, and full of wonder. The villagers were proud of their magic. They used it for everything. They used it to grow crops. They used it to light their homes. They used it to tell stories in the night sky. The magic was a part of them. It was in their laughter, their songs, their dreams. They believed their magic made them special. They believed they needed nothing more. They were content in their world of sparkling lights and whispering trees. They were the people of the magical village, and they were happy. One day, a stranger arrived. He was an old man. He had kind eyes and a gentle smile. He carried a staff of twisted wood. He introduced himself as the wise man. He said he came in peace. The villagers gathered around. They looked at the wise man with curiosity. He seemed different. He did not carry himself with the same carefree air. They watched him, their smiles fading. What did he want? "I have traveled far," the wise man said. "I have knowledge to share." He spoke of balance. He spoke of respecting the power they wielded. He spoke of dangers they had not seen. The villagers did not listen. They laughed at the wise man. "We don't need your knowledge," they said. "We have magic." They turned away from him. They went back to their lives. They forgot about the wise man. The sun was bright, the sky was clear, but then a shadow fell upon the village. It started slowly, quietly. A cough here, a fever there. Something was wrong. People fell ill. Their magic, usually a source of comfort, flickered and waned. The vibrant colors of the village seemed to dim. The laughter of children disappeared. Fear crept in, replacing their joy. The plants wilted. The animals grew quiet. The river, once sparkling, flowed sluggishly. The magic in the air felt heavy, oppressive. The village, once full of life, grew quiet and still. The villagers were confused. Their magic couldn't cure this. It couldn't even soothe the pain. They were scared. What was happening to their village? They had never known sickness like this. The illness spread quickly. Soon almost everyone was sick. The villagers were weak and tired. They lay in their beds, their faces pale and drawn. They called out for help, but there was no one to answer. Their usual remedies failed. Potions that once healed now sat useless. The light in the children's eyes dimmed, along with the magic. Fear took root in their hearts. The elders of the village held a council. They argued through the night. They tried all their magic, but nothing worked. The illness was too strong. Despair settled over the village like a shroud. They had been so proud, so sure of themselves. Now, they were faced with a truth they couldn't ignore. Their magic, their identity offered no protection. They were vulnerable and they were afraid. Section 5, Return of the Wise Man. One day a figure appeared at the edge of the village. It was the wise man. He had returned. He had heard of their plight. He came with hope in his heart. The villagers looked up, their faces etched with despair. The memory of their dismissal stung sharper than ever before. Shame filled them, but so did a flicker of hope. Could he help? The wise man carried a small bag. It was filled with herbs and roots. He moved through the village, his steps slow but sure. He went from house to house. He examined the sick. He listened patiently. He did not scold them. He did not remind them of their arrogance. He simply offered his help. He was the only hope they had left, and they clung to him desperately. The wise man began to work. He crushed the herbs. He mixed them with water from the river. He chanted softly under his breath. He created a potion. It shimmered with a soft light. It smelled of the earth and the forest. He gave it to the sick. Slowly the villagers began to heal. The color returned to their faces. The light returned to their eyes. The magic in the air felt lighter, cleaner. Hope bloomed again in the village. The wise man worked tirelessly. He didn't rest until everyone was healed. He used his knowledge to drive away the shadows. He brought life back to their village. He was their savior. Once the villagers were well, the wise man gathered them together. Magic is a powerful tool, he said, but it is not the only tool. He showed them the herbs. He explained their properties. The villagers listened intently. They had never considered other ways to heal. They had been blinded by their magic. They had been arrogant and foolish. The wise man taught them how to identify the herbs. He taught them how to prepare them. He taught them how to use them to heal. He shared his knowledge freely. He wanted to protect them from future suffering. The villagers learned quickly. They embraced this new knowledge. They realized that healing was more than just magic. It was about understanding the world around them. It was about using all the tools at their disposal. The villagers were ashamed of how they had treated the wise man. They approached him with heads bowed. "We were wrong," they said. "We were foolish and proud." The wise man smiled kindly. "You are not foolish," he said. "You are simply young. You have much to learn." He did not harbor any anger. He only wanted to help. The villagers welcomed the wise man into their homes. They offered him food and shelter. They listened to his stories. They learned from his wisdom. They realized that true strength lay not in magic alone, but in humility and knowledge. They had learned a valuable lesson. They were grateful to the wise man. The wise man stayed in the village. He built a small hut near the river. He continued to teach the villagers. He showed them the magic in the ordinary. He helped them to see the world with new eyes. The villagers embraced the wise man as one of their own. They sought his advice. They shared their hopes and dreams with him. They included him in their celebrations. The village was a happier place now. It was a place of balance. The villagers still used their magic, but they also used their knowledge. They lived in harmony with nature, with magic and with each other, and it was all thanks to the wise man.